When COVID hit Ajo, the regular supply chains and emergency food system as was in place before collapsed. All of that collapsed, and it collapsed not over a month or two for people to be able to prepare it, but it collapsed literally in a week or so. So all the within 70 miles there was no food to be found.
Those were scary times. Something that I never thought I'd see in my lifetime. But they were scary times to go to the store and see the shelves completely empty.
When you come down to Ajo or just different parts of Arizona, there's a huge shift, right? Where you go from a population of 5 million people, and you've got grocery stores just every other corner or just more frequently, to where you come down here and you can see that there's definitely a real need for people to have access to food.
Well, I've been working for the grocery store for about 22 years. You get all the negatives. Oh, well, since COVID came, your prices went up. Since COVID came, we had to go to different resources to get our groceries. We had to put limits on food so that everybody else could get groceries. If you took all the soup and somebody came in to get soup and they didn't have any, we didn't have any because we couldn't get it from our resources, then what do we do?
So with all of that happening end of March, beginning of April, we, thanks to our board decided, let's step up, let's help people. That first week we put out 600 boxes and it went like this. And we were like, okay, it's serious. So in a week, we tripled the efforts, quadrupled the efforts, and the following week we gave out 1,400, almost 1,500 boxes.
I started out with 150 families. Then I knocked it down to 80. I'm here to try to help everyone when I can, if I can.
One thing was accumulating food, so getting food to Ajo, and there was almost no way to do that. We had to work with farmers, and we also reached out to our restaurant supplier because we run a restaurant. Luckily, our restaurant supplier was able to step up, and we started buying 50-pound bags of rice and flour and sugar. And again, there was no flour, sugar, or pasta to be found in Ajo at that point.
We grow traditional foods like tempeh beans, squash, corns, and melons that are from this area, from the Sonoran Desert. It's really important because right now there's a high rate of diabetes and a lot of food-related illnesses on the reservation that are attacking our communities. And it's because we veered away from eating these traditional healthy foods and started eating a lot of processed fried foods. So we felt that was really important that we bring these methods and these foods back, because if we start eating them, we'll start getting healthier.
COVID has changed that in me, is that I'm much more aware of what I eat and how I prepare it.
The citrus and then the cherry. I think that will make everybody very happy.
There is so much power in people, and people will find a way to help each other. And this is where I think maybe a small community had a different response than bigger cities, because everybody was pulling together. Everybody agreed, food is such a basic.
The CSA has done amazing things out here. They've done an amazing job providing food to people. I think this pandemic kind of opened people's eyes as to where your food comes from, or how labor intensive it is.
So, America is this great big country, and, historically speaking, the majority of us are immigrants that came here and we struggle really hard to feed ourselves as a nation. So we develop systems and processes on a mega scale to feed hundreds of millions of people, and we've done that now. It's time to kind of take a look at that and maybe develop a different approach towards it that's based more off of sustainable foods and nutritious foods versus just feeding the masses.
Very happy.